John, and I love the book of John. And Jesus had fed the multitudes, and there was multitudes that followed him. And he looked at them and he said, you don't follow me for the miracles I do. You follow me for the food that I give you. And the disciples said to him, you know, you've gone a long time without eating. You need to eat. And he said, I have meat to eat out that you know not of. And he goes on and he said then later on, he said, except you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no life in you. And some were so appalled. And he said, take, this is my flesh, and this is my blood. And aren't you thankful tonight that you know what his flesh and what his blood is? I thought, how important, you know, whatever, if we are weak, it's because we are not eating his flesh and drinking his blood. I've heard people say, well, Brother and Sister Marlow, you deserve a vacation. Why don't you take some time off? You know what? When I feel weary, you know where I get my relief? It's not from a vacation. It's from being on my knees and talking to the Lord. I remember when Brother Frank Simon was here with us, and he was getting ready to take a test. I believe it was contractor's license. I'm not sure. And he said that at night he would put on a tape that played the questions and the answers that were going to come up on the test he was going to take. He said, because you see, even though when you're sleeping, you have a subconscious mind, that those will go into, and it will help me when I take this test. And as I read this in the book of John, I thought, you know, it says, John starts off with, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So if we really want more of him, we don't want to be like Amos, that there would be a famine for the hearing of the word or for the doing of it, but we want to be hunger and thirst. Amen. I said to Brother Howard when he was living here one time, I said, you know, I just prayed and I've asked the Lord to give me a hunger and a thirst for your word. Give me a hunger and a thirst for your word. He said, will you pray that for me? And I said, no, pray it for yourself. But I did. But you know how important it is that we have, that's where power comes from. It's from the Word of God. And I do believe it won't be long, and I want to be ready. Don't you? Amen.